Hello, everybody. This is Linda Humphries, psychic extraordinaire. I'm coming to you today on behalf of all of us who are shut-ins due to the coronavirus. I'm wanting to educate you about different things that I've learned over the years from my Aunt Julia, my great Aunt Julia, who was great, but she was just a great aunt. When I was little, sitting on my grandmother's front porch, and a blackbird would come up and sit and call and call and call, I knew that by the time my mother got home, I would be in trouble for something that I didn't do because she wasn't home all day to find out what I did do. My Aunt Julia, great Aunt Julia, said that raven, because it was bigger than the little charter ones, it was taller, was warning me to be careful. No matter what I did to stay out of trouble, no matter how innocent I was going to get yelled at. I was going to be spanked. I was going to have something happen to me. And I learned later in life that when a blackbird that was bigger than a normal little crackle or whatever my grandma Humphries used to call them, tiny little bird, they were seeing stuff about my life that I did not see that was coming on, whether it be somebody in a workplace that didn't understand about my gifts, or somebody in a psychic workplace that was jealous that I had more clients than them, even. That I was just blinded because, to me, somebody having people love them was wonderful. I celebrated it. Having people go to another psychic and get great advice was wonderful. I was never jealous. I was never upset. But if I left my house and there was a big crow going, ah, 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 I was supposed to know that I needed to be aware that that day I might be under psychic attack if it was a psychic. Or if it was somebody who worked with me in the other workplace, they might be targeting me in some way. So, as I'm saying to you, the one crow sitting and cawing means be aware. We're warning you to protect yourself. I had that happen with the neighbors that lived next door to me. They introduced me to their little cute pit bull. Everything was wonderful. Everything was fine. The pit bull was really cute, really adorable. And then all of a sudden I noticed the pit bull was having babies on top of babies on top of babies. People were coming and buying the babies and buying the babies and buying the babies and buying the babies. And I realized they weren't taking care of the animal. They were using it to breed. And pretty soon I realized they weren't paying their bills because my water got shut off because our water meters were right next to each other. Every time those people would come out and try to be friendly to me and ask me to help them because they had no money to buy groceries with, they had no money for this, they had no money for that, a black crow would caw at me. By the time they left that house, it had to be totally remodeled. But had I listened, I would have never made friends with those people. But I believe in giving people chances. So pay attention when there's one crow calling at you. Now, I've walked out before to leave to go to a psychic party, and two crows have been sitting above my car on a limb, talking and talking and talking, not cawing loudly, just talking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, looking down at me and then talking back and forth. What that normally means to me is I'm going to have extra good things to say to those people. More things are going to come through than I expected, or I'm going to get more tips than I expected, or extra people are going to be coming to the party. The one day, what happened that was an extra special thing was a young man who had died the day before. His mother was scheduled to come and to see me. She came through all her pain, with all her anguish, to see me. On the way up, an Osprey Falcon flew next to my car real fast. In my back seat sat a young man that I had never met before. And he said, I want to talk to my mother today. I know it's not healthy for anybody to channel someone who's just died. I said, if you want to talk to your mother, you can. I will do it for you, what you have to say to her. He proceeded to say things that I could barely make out, because he said that there were, and he listed the people waiting for him, and I could see bright light ahead of my car. And I said, young man, it is okay if you go to that light. You can still come back for the party today. And you can still talk to your mom. Please do not hesitate. I can hear you then. It will be okay. He left the back of my car, flying with the Osprey Falcon that was next to me. In the party, she came into the room. I had shut off my cell phone. It rang to the theme for Wonder Woman. She's sitting there, not knowing what to make out of what I'm going to say, but knowing that she had a dream she needed to come see me. As she is sitting there, getting herself positioned, I said, he says to me, you beat him to Springfield, so you won the race. And she started crying, because their phrase was, whoever gets there first, the other one has to buy. So she knew I had talked to her son, that he was standing behind her. But being a doubter, and wondering how I knew that when he had just left the day before, she needed more proof. At that moment, my phone turned on, and the theme from the Big Valley played. I looked at my phone, mad, that had rang. I turned it around and I said, I don't know whose number this is. She looked at my phone and started crying. It was his cell phone number. She asked if the Big Valley was one of my ringtones that I use all the time. I said it is when I'm missing Barbara Stanwyck, but I normally don't have that as my ringtone. And she explained to me that her son had a crush on Linda Evans. So that was a major miracle that those two crows were chit-chatting about. I also have had where my clients have called me saying, I saw two crows. They chit-chatted. And when I got to work, I saw two crows. What do you think it means for today? And I've told them it means you're getting a raise. Don't get upset if they ask you to change positions. Just accept the position change. I also have told my girlfriends, who are dating guys I predicted, that the two crows that have followed them around all day and are now sitting outside the restaurant where they're sitting at are probably a sign he's going to ask them to marry them. And it works. So as I said, one crow cawing real loud with a mouth open and looking down at you and almost trying to stop you from going to work or stop you from doing something is usually warning you, beware. Not everybody around you can be trusted. Beware that you're not making a mistake at work. Beware that you can trust the people in your circle. The 2 stands for gifts, stands for new things happening, stands for happiness. Now, I went to my friend's house in Alton, and this is not a lie, guys. It was a wonderful Halloween time. I walk up. She has a mini mansion. There is a black cat sitting on the pillar. And I thought, wow, how authentic. She got a moving black cat. Well, it turned out it was a real black cat. But black cats are always good luck, so it's no big deal to me. But there were 3 crows sitting on the pillar on the opposite side. And as I'm walking in, a little baby girl walks in next to me who's 6 years old. And I knew that it was a future 6-year-old. I go upstairs to do my readings, and up comes her daughter. And I'm grinning from ear to ear like I'm grinning now. And I thought, oh, this is wonderful. Now I know what the black cat was about. Because it's like, quiet, Linda. Quiet, Linda. Because the mother had already got her reading as hostess and asked, when am I having my first grandchild? And all I said was, it's sooner than you think, Grandma, to be. But I was not supposed to be the one to say, and she's pregnant now. So when the young lady walked in, who was carrying the little girl inside of her, I said, there were 3 crows crowing at me as I came in to announce your pregnancy. But I didn't tell your mom, nor did I tell your dad, nor did I tell your husband, because I have a feeling that I wasn't supposed to tell anybody. She just grinned from ear to ear. So if you're not looking to be pregnant, I promise you the 3 crows also mean new journeys, new innovations in your life that are unexpected, yet they're going to be joyous. I read for a girlfriend's husband, told him that when he came back from his trip, he will have made a big, big change in his life. He got offered a job that gave him a big, big increase in pay while he was on a trip with his boss. Because it was offered by a friend of his boss, he took it. So the things that are given to us by the cawing of 3 crows, by the sign of 3 crows in front of us, are amazing. Don't ever, ever hesitate to say, Linda Humphries, the psychic, told me that if I see 3 crows, something new and amazing is going to happen for me. I want it to be money. I want it to be a new grandchild. I want it to be a new husband. I want it to be whatever. I believe we're supposed to allow ourselves to experience a lot of new things. So, namaste, everybody. Blessings. And I will be talking about other animals that mean things and other birds that mean things. Blessings and take care.